Top four is secure. Yes, sir, I'm back, and United have won today. They've beaten Chelsea 4-1 at Old Trafford. And yes, as I've said, top four is secure. And in fact, we could and probably should now finish third. Let's talk about it. There's so much to talk about. Liverpool kiss my bottom. Listen, goals today from Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Martial in on the action, Rashford scored today, and of course, at the end, Felix got the consolation, but it doesn't matter. 4-1 today. Today could have been 8-4. The game today could have easily been an 8-4 game. It was a wild game. Midfield open, defense is open. It was a game of bad first touches. It was a game of bad first touches and bad decision making. But do you know what? Chelsea are in a mess. Like, I've never seen a team play this badly. And to be honest, United we were a bit open defensively. There is a lot to talk about today. There is a lot. Flipping heck, top four secure. If you're not... I'm back, guys. Grab your drink, grab whatever you need to grab. Let's have a conversation, man. Let's analyze this thing and see what happened before we get into it, before we have the conversation, before we get into it. Guys, I've missed you. It's been a while, man. Smash the like, turn on the notification. If you haven't yet subscribed, do the damn thing. Subscribe below. Welcome back to the channel. 4-1. Listen, I don't even know what that game was. That game was wild. It was an end of season game. It felt like it. But man, some of the first touches in that match, flipping it. Let's talk about the lineup. Okay, cool. The past few games we've been starting Martial, Sancho, and Antony up front. Rashford's been injured, as we know, and I'm fine. I'm good. I still think we need another striker. I do like Martial, but can he play all the games? Can he play a lot of games this season? Is Weghorst good enough? These are conversations that we probably need to have on this channel, but we're not going to get into right now. But let's just say we just need another striker. In my opinion, if you disagree, just let me know. But starting up front three, for me, is the right thing to do. It's probably our strongest front three right now. The midfield three that we started, once again, probably our strongest midfield three right now. I have said in previous videos, by the way, that I believe Fred should be getting more opportunities to start. I'm surprised he hasn't started more games. And the reason why I say this is because, as I've said in previous videos regarding Eriksen's performances have dipped, and it's because of his physicality or lack of it. And some of the times he's not up to speed. He's getting closed down a bit too quickly. He's reacting a bit slowly. So some of the times the physicality of the game, and some of the times in this match, and we're going to talk about it, the physicality of the game bypasses him, Eriksen. But that midfield three, you can argue, is probably our best midfield three. Casemiro, he's probably the first name on the team sheet when he's fit all day long. Okay, and the back four of Lindelof, Varane, Aaron, and Luke Shaw. And I noticed that Aaron is getting picked ahead of Dalot now at the beginning of the season, when in my opinion, the manager wanted to play more possession-based football. He played Dalot, and now he's reverted more back to a more pragmatic style of football, and now he's playing more Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And I think that's something we can also talk about later on in this video or in another video. But yeah, Luke Shaw and, like I said, Lindelof and Varane, centre-back pairing, which means, as we've said also in this channel, Maguire is technically fifth choice centre-back, even after Luke Shaw. He has to go. He has to be sold. But that's the starting lineup. And man, let's talk about the game. The first 2 minutes, all right, Chelsea put United under pressure. Mudryk missed a really easy chance after a mistake and a cross from Chelsea, but within the first 3 minutes. But after that, Casemiro. Okay, Casemiro, are you surprised how good? Because I am, and I know Casemiro is one of the, in my opinion, he has been probably the best DM in the world, at least not one of them, world class, right? But I did not know how good this guy was at set pieces. I did not understand how good this guy was in the air. Nobody told me this. I've seen him play, and to be honest, did he score that many goals, headed goals for? And it's not just headed goals; it's just his presence. He causes so much trouble and problems. He's such a worry, such a beast, and it was his header that set the tone, that set everyone at ease. Because listen, the way that this game unfolded, right? If United had not scored early, this game could have been very tricky and very messy. But once again, Luke Shaw, 5 minutes in, nice, good crossing. Casemiro, great header, great strength, great warrior, great bit of business from Man United. He is, in my opinion, United's most important player. That's what I think. But yeah, great start from United. And essentially, the first 10 minutes, it was... Because before that, we had, Sancho was fed the ball and he could have had a great opportunity to score. Bad first touch. And within the first 10 minutes, it became like I saw at least two other, times where I think Martial was fed through. Bad first touch. And then I think it was either Sancho who slid a ball through to Bruno. If he had a better first touch, he could have, cushioned the ball and shot. But once again, bad first touch. And not only did we, United, having just, terrible touches in key moments. That's the thing. It wasn't like, it was key moments. Our first touch was letting us down. And it wasn't just United, it was Chelsea. In the first half, not only were Chelsea just sloppy a lot of times in the final third, their decision-making was just so bad. It was so bad. And our decision-making at times wasn't that much better. So it was like a weird game. It's a weird game of just like sloppiness. And it's like all it needed was a little bit of quality at any given time and something would happen, like bam. It was no sustained quality throughout the game. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It was a weird game. But Chelsea had good possession after we scored. First 10, 15, 20 minutes they were bopping the ball around. But like I said, they weren't really creating much. And in key moments when they had to put it back or, make the right pass, they weren't doing it. We had another chance around 18th minute. But once again, bad first touch from Martial. And this half, to be honest, was a half, especially Martial, probably more than the others. His confidence and his first touch today, and that's not something you usually say about Martial, bad first touches. You don't usually associate him with bad first touches. But today his touch was off. His touch was off today. But yeah, bad first touch in that moment. But Antony, we've got to talk about Antony for a second because he got injured and it didn't really look that bad. It didn't really look like an impact injury. I think it was an impact injury. Clearly it was, but he kind of got tackled and he sat up, but then he sat back down again and waved. So it just looked weird. And I just hope it's not a very long injury because Antony has had, I believe, 2 injuries already. Not long-term injuries. One, I think he was out for a few months before the World Cup, and another he was out for a few weeks. And the way he plays and the type of player he is, he's probably going to get injuries. And you just want to protect him and you just don't want... all wingers slow down after a while, and most wingers, their injuries do catch up on them. So you just hope that he's young, 22, hope that he comes back pretty soon, and I hope that the injury's not as bad. as it looked, because he looked like he was in a lot of pain, a lot of pain. But Rashford came on for Antony. It changed the dynamic a little bit. Sancho went off over to the right, Rashford over to the left. Martial remained in the middle. But yeah, this is where it got interesting, guys. For me, this is where it got interesting because United are 1-0 down at Old Trafford, but they're looking like the away team. Chelsea having more of the ball, they're bopping it around still. And this is where they started having chances where I think, okay, cool, this game should have, they could have scored more goals than they did. Like Havertz's header from, I think it was Lewis Hall's cross and Havertz's header. You could argue a better footballer would have scored that, or at least get it on target. Also, Conor Gallagher had a chance, shot it wide. You could argue he should have at least got it on target. So we can't act like Chelsea didn't have chances. And it's interesting that they probed, but once again, it was always the first touch or the lack of cohesion or the bad decision that let them down. They created opportunities. After that, though, Martial scored. After those opportunities, Martial scored, ironically. And I'm happy. I'm actually happy Martial scored. I think it's good for his confidence. Today wasn't a day for his first touch at all. And that's not something, as I said before, you usually associate with Martial, bad first touches. And the goal that he scored, I think it embodies Martial. Sancho, cut back, Martial tapping. That little FIFA goal is kind of what Sancho and Martial, that kind of football, that one-touch football, is a kind of football that they want to play, in my opinion. But like I said, good goal. Casemiro's, was it Casemiro? I think it was Casemiro's pass to Sancho, that no-look pass. This guy, he can do everything and anything. What a player. What a player. That pass to Sancho. And once again, like I said, this game was a game of just decision-making. Because it could have been an 8-4 game, as I said before, if people just made the right choices, if there was just a bit more quality in certain parts of the game. And Sancho made the right decision, composure when needed. And that's one thing you can give Sancho credit for. He's had a lot of stick this season. And in my humble opinion, a lot of the stick that this kid has got has been unfair. Has he performed well in every game? No, he has underperformed in some games. But so has a lot of people, but they do not get the same amount of stick. That's all I'm saying. Yes, let's criticize him when he's played badly. And he has played in some bad games. And I've given him stick. But when he's played well, when he's playing on the wing and he's got 90% possession, and today was one of his better games, but you will not hear anyone come out and say he's had a good game today. Sancho, good pass. Martial, easy tapping. Wasn't one of Martial's better games, to be fair. I'll say that. But I'm glad that United went in 2-0 up. I think we needed to, because like I said, it was one of those weird halves of football where I'm seeing this Chelsea team and I'm thinking, if we, United, just had this slightly better quality, we could have easily been 3-4-0 up. But once again, like I said, they could have scored goals. So yeah, weird first half. Went into the end of the first half, 2-0 up. Second half, not much, changed. But I guess it was still too easily. Our midfield too easily exposed. And I think Eriksen was one of the reasons. Chelsea play a very mobile midfield. And we also needed to be as mobile. And Bruno, even though he did drop back, he did help out. I think he needed to help out just a little bit more as well. The right back, or should I say the left back position, Luke Shaw, he was given a very, very hard time in the first half. Very hard time. I was watching it and I'm thinking a lot of their chances is coming from that side, and Luke Shaw is getting skinned time and time again on that side. Has Luke Shaw lost a bit of pace? I don't know, because when I watch Luke Shaw play, he's he seems to look more comfortable now in the left centre back position. He's not as quick as he used to. So I mean that answers my question. I already know the answer to that question. He's still technically sound, but Luke Shaw is not very reactive. His reaction is not very quick. So you can usually get like half a yard on him before he can get his legs running. And that's not good. That's not good. So I was happy and I completely understood why Malacia came on in the second half. But yeah, that first half, too many bad first touches. So Malacia came on for sure in the second half. I agree fully with that decision. United, we had a chance straight away. Literally the first minute, Bruno hit the bar. It was a really, really good attack. Sancho pulled it back. It was a good interception, I think, from Lindelof. Lindelof won the ball back. Good interception. Brought the ball forward. And that's the thing about Lindelof. He is a good footballer. And to be honest, he's played well since he stepped in. He hasn't done much wrong. He's better than Maguire. And people used to say Lindelof and Maguire. And I'm like, no. Yes, Lindelof isn't the strongest. We've always said that he isn't the strongest and he isn't the quickest. But he's a good footballer. This guy can take free kicks. I mean, if you're a defender, you can take free kicks. You're decent. You're decent on the ball. And yeah, I mean, he's had a good season, Lindelof. Good run forward. He's a very composed defender. Slid it to Sancho. Laid it back for Bruno. Bruno, one of my issues with Bruno is that he hits the ball. He hits the ball too hard all the time. Even when he's crossing the ball, he overhits it. When he's trying to put someone through, he hits it. I just wish he had more finesse. Because he has a certain shooting technique where he just laces it. And a lot of times, certain situations you just finesse it. And he just never does it. It's always this whack at everything 100 million miles an hour. But yeah, he hit the crossbar first minute into the game. Then we had another chance. Malacia cut back as well. Okay, this was interesting. Because Rashford came on and Rashford made a bit of a difference on the left. Sancho started to play well on the right as well. I liked Sancho's performance on the right today because Sancho, he drifts in field a different way to how, of course, Antony drifts into the centre because Antony's left-footed. So they played the right wing position completely differently. I'm not going to overanalyze it right now in this video, but I do like the way that Sancho played the right wing position today. But yeah, Malacia's cut back to Eriksen, and it was so crazy. Eriksen, the ball hit Eriksen's heel, and I think when I was watching, I'm thinking, how the heck, Eriksen, have you not scored? But I think it was the ball hit Eriksen's heel. Martial was sunbathing on the floor, laying there. I'm thinking, what's going on here? Why? How's the ball not gone into the net? How's he saved this? I don't know. And then after all of that, Casemiro came out, stepped in, smacked it. Oh, he tried to finesse it. He did try to do what Bruno should have probably done a few minutes before. But yeah, he shot wide. So yeah, that was a decent opportunity, very very decent opportunity. But that second half was, as it went on, it was Chelsea's second half in terms of possession. Chelsea once again looked kind of like the home team in terms of the possession, anyway. Just in terms of possession, and we looked like the away team. And there's one thing I've noticed in the way that we have played, or we haven't played the best football recently, and the way that we have been playing looks more like a Ollie, or looks more like a counter-attacking team, or at least more like a sort of Klopp.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Woo. Sorry about that. Looks more like a Klopp team rather than a Pep team. Sacrifice possession, hit them hard. So I don't know if that's the the manager utilising what he has at the moment, or that's the manager's certified style of play? Because I believe Ten Hag is a manager that doesn't really have a fixed. I think he can play possession football, and I think he can play direct, like, you know, the German coaches do. But I think he's analysed the Premier League, and I think he's chosen to play this way with the players that he have. And I'm hoping that we get a more possession-based style once he starts getting more of the players that I hope that he wants. You know, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping the style changes once he starts getting more of his own players. But yeah, Chelsea made a big change. Havertz and Mudryk went off for Felix and Pulisic, I think. Martial and Eriksen came off for Garnacho and Fred. More legs, more mobility. And a few minutes after the substitutions, penalty. Now, Fofana, I think it was Fofana who actually injured Antony in the first place. So I'm all up for this. I'm all good for this. I don't know why Enzo was so mad. I don't know why this guy was so mad. I think, is it because Bruno didn't celebrate when he scored? He just literally scored and just walked. Was that a bit disrespectful? I don't know. You tell me, guys, what happened. But Fofana brought down Bruno. That was, I think, our second penalty claim of the game. And yeah, it was a penalty. It was a penalty. Bruno dispatched it very well, as he has done. Bruno had how would I think analyze Bruno's game? Bruno had a effective game today. Bruno had an effective game. He wasn't always in the game. I mean, no one's always in the game, if you know what I mean. But when it mattered, key moments, he made the right passes. You know, he should have scored earlier on, but Bruno had a decent game today. Rashford literally scored a few minutes later. He was put through on goal, shot, the goalkeeper saved it, and then he just kicked it in. It rebounded straight to him. That was an easy goal. I think towards the end of the game, it started to get ridiculous because we just had so many opportunities to score. We had chance after chance, and Garnacho had a chance, and Bruno had another chance, and this opportunity, and I don't know, how do I analyze the game? Because it's like Chelsea looked like a hot mess. After a while, I was thinking, we're 3-0, 4-0 now. And this Chelsea team looked like they've given up. The players didn't look like they wanted to run. Yes, like I said before, our defending today wasn't the greatest. But Chelsea do have a decent attack, or decent attacking players. They're just not cohesive. There's just no cohesion there, and there's no confidence there. But at the back today, like after we went 4-0 up, I was thinking to myself, why is this not 8-0? It's like every time we went forward, we looked like we were going to score. This Chelsea team was a shambles. And I was so annoyed that Felix scored. I like Felix as a footballer. I think Felix is a really good footballer. And I think Gary Neville said it in the commentary that they don't have an option to buy Felix. And he's probably the one that you need an option to buy, because Felix is probably their best player. He came on and he made a difference. He did. Good goal from him, you know. But the funny thing is, I said good goal, but when I was watching it, I was thinking, where's Fred? Where's Scott McTominay? Okay, where's Cass? Where's Casemiro? I think Cass was there, but our midfield was non-existent in that counter-attack. And I was like, wow, yeah, cool. That's why Fred and Scott McTominay don't play. But, yeah. 4-1 took a bit of the gloss, but I wanted to slap these guys. Chelsea, I don't know what this team's doing. I was thinking to myself, I wasn't even that happy. After, when it went 4-0, I was like, I don't know how to feel about this, because it's like, I don't know. Chelsea are just a mess, man. A hot mess. And do you know what? Fuck them. Long may it continue. Why not? Yeah, man. Chelsea, 4-1. Champions League football. I just hope that Ten Hag makes the right signings this summer. My mind is already on the summer. The season's over. I can't see us. I mean, we could draw against Fulham, but we're at home against Fulham, I believe. Tell me if I'm wrong. And our home record this season has been phenomenal. I think we will beat Fulham, and I think we will finish third. The FA Cup, if I'm being honest, guys, I mean, it's a one-off match, so anything can happen. Of course, we don't need to say that. That's just a given, but it won't. I mean, Man City, they're on a different level. Look at the way that we played today. Look at the way we played. Chelsea came here and they bossed possession at Old Trafford. They bossed us in terms of possession. They did, and we don't need to have the ball. Of course, we can just dig in and whatnot. But this Man City team is something else, man. It's something else. So I don't know. Onwards and upwards, man. My man in the match today is Casemiro. He had a man of the match. I don't even know. He just had a good game. He marshaled the defense. He sweeped up whenever they bypassed Eriksen and Bruno. He was there. He set the tone. You know when I said in my other videos about Maguire being the captain and not setting the tone. As a captain, you got to set the levels and set the tone. He scored, and listen, the way I'm even calling him captain, because that's what I see. I see him as a captain. Man came, set the tone, scored the goal, crunched the challenges, clamp people, win the ball, do cheeky little reverse passes and stuff. Like, man can do everything, and he's doing everything. He's like, okay, Cruz, Modric, they ain't here no more. So now I can spread my wings and fly. R. Kelly. I'm joking. But anyway, yeah, Casemiro, man of the match for me. Yeah, good game. Shaw didn't have a good game today. The back four, apart from Shaw, was good. I like Aaron. Aaron had a nice game today. Bruno, nice. I like Bruno's performance today. Martial, not his greatest game. Even though he scored today. I'm glad he scored. Sancho, tidy performance. Antony, to be honest, until he got injured, he wasn't really in the game at all. To be fair, Rashford had a decent showing when he came on, as did Garnacho. So yeah, I don't know if I want the manager to. I guess it doesn't matter to rest people because the FA Cup is still final. Is still still a way away. But yeah, that was the video, guys. It's been a while, man. That's my outlook. It's been a long video, actually. It's quite a long video. I'm gonna try shorten down these videos as well. But that's my outlook of the match. That was my man in the match. Top four, hopefully third secure. Hopefully we're gonna go again next season. I'm gonna see you guys again after the next match or the last match of the season, the last game of the season. I'm gonna have to keep doing some material. I know these videos that I do is just me analyzing the game. I don't like to talk about speculation and transfer news and who's buying a club. And I mean, of course, I'm interested and I'm paying attention to those things, but that's not my passion. My passion isn't to regurgitate what's on the newspaper. My passion is to analyze and see things in a different way and see patterns and talk about the match and what went down and what went wrong and how we can improve as a team and get better and what direction the manager's going in. And, I think he's probably looking to be more pragmatic, from my opinion, more than anything else, I believe, in his approach, which is slightly disappointing for me because I wanted someone closer to Pep. But there's nothing wrong with that. I'm still behind the manager, and onwards and uppers, as I always say. Say what you see. Say what you see, not how you feel. Yeah, guys, it's been a crazy video. It's a crazy match, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let's go again. Yeah, and peace out. Like, share, and subscribe as you guys always do. Peace out. Top 4, yeah, it's secure. Liverpool, kiss my ass. Chelsea are going to finish in the bottom half of the table. Listen, every United fan can now just relax now and chill. And now we can proper give it to Arsenal. Proper. Be happy, man. Be happy, guys. Anyway, peace out. If you're not